You ever wonder why some creators with just 500 followers are making six figures, while others with 50,000 are still struggling to pay their bills? Here's the kicker. It's not about the size of your audience. It's about the alignment. See, the right 100 people can change your business forever. Hey, I'm Anthony Porter, ex-construction guy turned CEO of a thriving podcast and coaching business. Fast forward past my many failed attempts and lessons learned, and you will see the business that I have today. One that changes lives and gives me more freedom than I ever thought possible. One that I used to just sit on the job site and constantly daydream about. You see, I created the Solopreneur Chronicles Podcast to give solopreneurs a simple yet actionable step-by-step strategic plan to help you do the same thing. If you are an ambitious entrepreneur, solopreneur, or one of the above mentioned in the making who's looking to create a business that makes an impact and a life-changing experience that you love, man, you in the right place, my friend. So here's what I need you to do. Buckle up and let's get into it. Hey, what's going on, good people? Welcome back to the Solopreneur Chronicles Podcast. It's your boy, Mr. Anthony Porter. We are here to help one-person businesses turn their ideas into income and passion into profit. Now, that's what we're here to do. Now, as your host, your coach, your strategic person, all the fellow solopreneurs, I want to give you a path that you can walk, just take a journey to. All right. So today we're going to tackle one of the biggest, if not one of the biggest, baddest myth that sits out there on the online business market. You see, the one thing that you need to understand is this. The myth that people are going around here saying is that you need to grow a massive audience before you can make some real freaking money. Now, the hard part for me to understand about that is this. That's a damn lie. I have to say that. It's a lie. You don't need to have a major amount of audience just so you could grow. You don't need everyone to follow you. You just need to have the right ones to buy in. Now, I'm going to break down why this shift in the mindset can unlock growth you had never thought was possible. Now, in this episode, I'm going to show you a few things, and I want you to understand this because these things can help. Why chasing followers might actually be hurting your business is number one. Number two, how to attract the right audience without feeling fake or spammy. And then last but not least, and how a small focused community can bring in more clients than a giant distracted one. Now, let's just go ahead and do what we got to do. Grab your pen and let's dive in. I like it. Grab your pen and let's dive in. All right. So number one, we're going to talk about the false promise of vanity metrics. All right. So followers, likes, impressions, they don't equal revenue. See, once you gain 2,000 followers from a viral post and don't get a single sale from it, why? Why do people think that that's the way it's going to happen? It's not. You have to think about this. Don't confuse popularity with profitability. Okay? You just can't do it. There's no way that you should be able to sit back and think about, okay, I'm popular, but yet still I have no views, none whatsoever. So the major thing that you have to realize is this. You have to sit back and define who the right people are that you are creating this transition for. You want to create a transformation based on your avatar. And when you think about your avatar is, guess what? The person that you purchase from. Now, to be perfectly honest, a lot of people think the wrong things that they want to think. Like, they don't think about who could benefit the most from what you know. They don't think about the tools that could be used, like Instagram polls and podcast feedback and DM convos to your listeners. They don't think about that. They are looking at everything in a different mindset. They are definitely a different mindset, but they are also looking at it in a different format. And so you have to sit back. You have to really think hard. Like, am I really to the point where I don't want to be that person, but a lot of people have come to the realization that they can do this cookie cutter process, and you can't. There's no getting around working hard. So you basically need to just sit back and build a rapport. That's what you have to, man. A lot of people don't want to do that. A lot of people just want to sit back and just go all in and think that everything is going to work perfect. And when in reality, it's not. So you're not throwing bait into the ocean. You're setting a trap in a specific river for a specific fish. Now, another thing that you need to do, you need to do this. You need to think about why micro audiences are more profitable. You can serve deeper, build relationships, and deliver transformations. There's this case study, like 400 podcast listeners, 12 high ticket clients, and 1,000 true fans participated in, right? And what we found out was, I didn't find it out, but this is the numbers of the metrics that came out. And see, Kevin Kelly was right about that. Trust scales revenues and not the followers. See, you got to pay attention to what goes on. Like, you have to look. You can have 400 podcast listeners. I might have said 4,000 in the beginning. You could have 4,000, podcast listeners, right? And you might only sell 12 high-ticket programs to 12 high-ticket clients, right? But yet, you got 1,000 true fans. The math ain't mathing, right? Wrong. It is mathing. See, the problem is you're sitting there thinking that your 1,000 is going to be faithful enough to buy your program, when in reality, you just want to get the right people in position to get your product. So if you're trying to scale, don't think that 1,000 is going to be the ones. It could be 400 out of that 1,000 that are actually looking or have that specific issue, that specific pain point that you are offering a resolution to, a transformation. And by that being it, guess what happens? 400 will buy, the others won't. Now, how to speak directly to the right audience. That's one of the major keys that a lot of people don't understand. How to speak directly to the right audience. Messaging is one of them. Talk to your person, not to everyone. You got to have your framework. This right here, the framework itself is a very specific situation. You have to think this is if when you're dealing with your framework, this is for you. Your content helps you. So when you're basically delivering your content to certain individuals in your community, you have to think. Your content has to either be in like reels, it has to be in like stories, it has to be in like podcast clips. It's a real catch-22 situation, because here's the thing. You want to be able to reach these people, but you can do this with these short form situations. All right. Using these short form frameworks, you have to think the world wants to get the solution. They want to get to the point right then, right there. All right. So by you being able to have all of this together, what you're basically doing is you're lining them up to want more. So if you're giving out some reels, guess what them reels will do? That's right. Them reels now become the issue of, I need to go click over here. The stories is the same way. Your podcast clips, your TikTok clips, all of that now it wants to draw others in. And when they get drawn in, now they're searching. We need to go over here. He's giving us this, he's giving us that, but he's spoon feeding us. So after you spoon feed them, what do? You give them a little bit more. See, these are the things that a lot of people don't understand. Like, you could go do a TED Talk, you could go do a motivational speech. Long form content will generate short form results, because those short form contents push everything back to you. See, it's a reverse cycle, but you have to think long and hard outside that box. Like, all right, man, we got to do this. We got to be able to do that. You're right. So the next thing you got to think about is this, and this is the fifth one. Okay. So convert and collect. You don't need to collect followers. You need to convert the trust. Building that authority helps you become the authority figure, right? But how do you become the authority figure? You give them the trust factor. By giving them the trust factor, you're not being salesy, you're not being pushy, you're not being none of that. What you're doing is you're giving them some great value. And with that great value comes what? Trust. If you give them access to you, they gonna give you access to their pockets, period. So when you're doing that, like, you need to have a CTA in mind. And that CTA is, hey, it's one of the most powerful situations you could have. All right, so that call to action, because a lot of people just don't understand that having a call to action helps you drive them to your offer, drive them to your community, drive them to whatever it is that you want them to do, because they feel comfortable with you. Even if you got a handful of people, even if you got 20 or 13 or 17, doesn't make a difference. Somebody out of that number is going to want to trust you because you built that trust throughout the entire program. So now that we've got all of that out of the way, let's get down to the main thing. Let's get these 5 quick tips in. All right. Here are the 5 quick ways. Make sure you're attracting the right audience, man. You got to make sure that you got the right people in there. Number one, add. This is for you. All right, you want to put that in your bio. This will let the right person know that they're in the right place. Okay. Number 2, niche your stories. Talk directly to the pain point and not to everyone. See, a lot of people don't get that, man. You got to talk to the pain point, not to every single nick and cranny that you could ever think of. All right. Number 3, you want to track DMs over likes. All right. So this is where the money lives. You want to make sure that you track your DMs over the likes. That's where you get your paper at. All right. Number 4, pin your best transformational post at the top of your feed. And then last but not least, say no to going viral if it means pulling in people who will never pay. You don't want people that'll never pay. Don't even fool with them. Okay. Now let's get real about one thing. And I'm going to do that for a second. A few months ago, I want you to understand something. A few freaking months ago, I ran a campaign that I thought would crush it. I focused on growth. I used all the right hashtags that I thought. I did the trend thing. I collabed. Man, I even ran a small ad spin, and I probably got about 1,000 new followers. It was in 10 days. But do you know how many joined my community or bought the product? No, you don't. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you. It was only 2. See, I got the new followers, but only 2 people purchased. See, it forced me to go back to what works. Value-driven personalization, focused content. I went back to my podcast, recorded a solo episode just for my ideal client. I posted the clips from it using Opus Clip, and I asked the question, and then I listened. And the results, small numbers, bigger impact. A few new clients, deeper conversations, better testimonials. That's how I did it. Man. So you have to think about that. You have to be prepared for everything that you got going on. Okay. Now, this episode is coming from the lessons that I followed, to all the losses that I had. And now I want you to learn from it. I want to help you learn from everything that I've gone through without wasting any of your time to do it. Listen, we want to get to the results. We want to get to the bag. But if you're going to struggle, then I'm here to help you get to that bag. All right. So that's what we're going to do. I appreciate you. I really do. It's been a pleasure today. Now, I'm going to say that's a wrap, because that's what it is. It's a wrap. Now, here's what I want you to remember. I'm laughing at my engineer because he's giving me the wrap signal. Here's what I want you to do. Or here's what I want you to remember. You don't need more people. You need the right ones. Okay. All right. A tiny aligned audience can unlock your level faster than a big distracted one. And then start talking to someone, but don't start talking to everyone. You got to figure out how you're going to do that, okay? Now, you know how we do it. If this episode gave any value to you, do me a solid. Subscribe to the Solopreneur Chronicles Podcast on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, on all your streaming platforms. Check us out at the Solopreneur Chronicles Podcast.com. That's the website. And if you are feeling froggy and you want to elevate your business through podcasting, and you want to get some free knowledge, join my free school community. It's being built. And get that knowledge, man. It's free. There's no fluff in there. Now, somewhere down the line, I might offer some paid help. Right now, it's free. Okay? Just join the community and get some of them tools and some of them. Just think about it. All right? Don't even think about it. Click the join button and let's get cracking with it. So, I'm going to catch y'all in the next episode. And remember, growth is it's not about getting louder. It's about getting clearer. All right? Keep growing, keep scaling. And I'm going to see y'all in the next episode. Peace.